All right. Hey, y'all. Good morning. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine. This is Ben at 10. Thanks for joining me on my page. Boom, right there. Peine on Facebook or Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather on the good old World Wide Web. Hey, it's Happy Friday, TGIF, live from the kitchen dining room area this morning. And we actually have some pretty quiet weather for today, and I'm really hoping that we'll see some sunshine. I think we'll have the best chance, best chance west of I-65 overall today. The clouds are not very thick, very, very thin clouds. I was talking to my daughter on FaceTime this morning as she was walking back from class. She's got an early class at IU Bloomington, and she had the sunshine up there in Bloomington. And I found actually a live cam up there at the IU campus. We'll pop up here in just a second. So as usual, if you're new to the show here, this is your weather community, your weather family, your weather discussion for Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, Kentucky, Indiana, the Ohio Valley, and sometimes beyond as well. So right off the bat, I'd like to get you that forecast, and then we'll play around with some weather jokes, weather history, weather facts. We'll dig into the more detailed forecast, get you that 7-day forecast. Then we'll pull up the weather models. That's typically around 10:20, and then we'll roll into it. We'll deep dive. And if you have any weather questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments, or just say hello and let us know where you're watching from here. So as I was talking about, here is the live look up at IU. And what's cool about this, it is a big Saturday coming up for IU. You've got IU and Louisville playing, I think, at around 2 o'clock tomorrow, basketball. Huge game there up in Indianapolis. And then in Indianapolis as well, you've got, I think it's at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, IU football in Ohio State. Number 1 and number 2 in the country going at it tomorrow. So there's a live look at where we had more sunshine a little bit earlier there up in Bloomington, just up the road there. As far as our neck of the woods goes, here's a live look at the cloudy conditions that we have across the area. Still mostly cloudy. But again, my hope is that we'll see a little more sunshine today. Seeing a little bit less snow on the ground here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. Here's also a look at the current conditions as we bring up the live stream going right there. By the way, if you just hit the like button, or a thumbs up on whatever platform you're watching on, or subscribe to the YouTube channel. That helps out a lot. We're at 30 degrees right now. And our daily weather, you've clicked that tab right there. I'm on the right side here. These red tabs, that gives you the forecast over the next 7 or 8 days, and then the hourly forecast here for today. Not much of a warm-up, unfortunately, for today. I've also got the brand new 7-day forecast that I posted this morning. And then here's the weather story for today, which looks at a little bit of a wintry mix for Sunday, some extra weather maps for across the region. And as we cruise on down, here's an interactive map that you can play around with. Again, this is at extolmag.com/weather, popping up the satellite image here. This is the visible satellite, very detailed, but it is showing some holes in the clouds. Notice that clearing out to the west. So hoping that will be heading our direction here in just a little while. And then we've got a map where you can plot out the temperatures, which are showing upper 20s and lower 30s across the area. The winds are going to be super light today from the south at about 5 miles per hour. So a very quiet day today. And probably if we can get a little sun, we get to mid upper 30s today. Yeah, we'll still need the coats, but we might be melting off some of this snow that is across the area. Checking in on the comments, we've got Beverly Haggis right across the valley there in Borden, Indiana. Orlean Whitlow with 31 degrees and cloudy. Been that way all night long. And I know Orlean is trying to champion the sunshine to return to the area. And Christian Walker has got a report of 22 degrees up in the Indianapolis area. And the countdown to New Year's, 27 days. That's crazy. To 2026. Dennis Gregory, good morning from Bedford. Happy to see the orb this morning. So up in Bedford, got a little sunshine. May actually get that walk in. Hey, Perry Porter with a good morning. Got the coffee with me. Perry got the coffee with me this morning. But also, I mentioned this yesterday, I think, but Perry made this list, this interesting list of all the inventions and everything that we've lived through over the last 125 years. It was very interesting. So thanks, Perry, for making that. My mom printed out some copies. Lillian Lamsley, good morning. Got up at 32 degrees, now 33. Christian Walker, do I have plans this weekend? So tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. is the Jingle Bell Run at Tom Sawyer State Park in Louisville, on the east side of Louisville. 8 a.m. is when the function begins indoors, so you can stay warm. There's booths, there's holiday music, DJ, giveaways. 9 a.m. is the run. Still time to sign up if you'd like to, jbr.org/Louisville. So that's for the Arthritis Foundation. A lot of people in my family suffer from arthritis, so I'm happy to be at that event tomorrow morning. And then I'd like to watch a lot of the IU sports games tomorrow, basketball and football. Tammy Morton, good morning from Tammy and Vicky. Thanks for tuning in here, guys. And let's go ahead and pop up that forecast here for you. Here is a look at our weather headlines. So cold and dry today. We should see a little bit of that, the orb, the sunshine. And Christian Walker's on the second cup. I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. And a light wintry mix possible Sunday. What I think is going to happen is going to be very light rain Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Then Sunday night, early Monday, we might switch over to some light snow flurries. Maybe a few slick spots early Monday, but I don't think this is going to be a significant impact for our area. Very, very light precip for that weak system on Sunday. Nonetheless, it's going to be very cold Monday, highs only near freezing. So we're still trending about 15 degrees plus below normal on Monday. And then as we get a tad warmer, maybe some upper 40s Wednesday, we get another rain chance around that time. So unfortunately, just kind of a gloomy weather pattern. Stay stocked up on that vitamin D. And this is a look at the light rain chance here on Sunday. And then this is a look at the flurries, perhaps there Sunday night. So just very, 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 very light wintry mix potential with that. So again, should not be a big deal here for us for Sunday. But we'll look at the models with that just so you can kind of visualize it here in just a second. It shows up pretty good on the NAM 3 kilometer and the NAM weather model that we'll share with you here in just a second. And before we roll in and deep dive into the forecast, again, I like this view. It was pretty cool. Again, my daughter has an early, like 8 a.m. class. She took a hard chemistry class this morning and was walking through campus. So kind of cool to just check in on the IU campus right there. But I want to thank our friends here at Lyons Roofing. So I'm right here live at lyonsroofingco.com. If you have any roofing issues, keep them in mind on either side of the river, Metro Louisville, Kentucky, Indiana, 812-294-3595. I've got a testimonial because they've helped my family, my mom, of course, from the March storm that put a tree through her roof. And, of course, they've been crazy busy ever since the March hailstorm that went through southern Indiana. And then also want to thank our friends here at Ivy Tech Community College. I stopped by there yesterday at Fowl Hall, and they've got the Angel Tree program going on. We'll take a look at that here in just a second, but it helps the kids, the children of the students at Ivy Tech. And so that goes through December 12th. If you want to hop in there, it's right in the entryway at Fowl Hall. This is at Highway 311 I-65, 9 miles north of Louisville. You can just take a tag off there. It gives the child's age, clothing sizes, and a way that you can help with Ivy Cares at Ivy Tech. And then shout out to my buddy here, Michael Long with American Family Insurance, amfam.com. Just go here and you can reach him through this page, obviously. Or if you want to get a quote, you can call 812-578-3072. You might find some discounts, and he'll find some ways for you to get more discounts as well. And it's not just car, it's not just home, life insurance, and all different things you can bundle up with your insurance policy there. So again, tell him I sent you to Michael Long here with American Family Insurance, amfam.com. All right. Again, thank you to our partners for allowing us to do what we do here. And we're going to bring up, again, that forecast We've got Mary Dale popping in the comments this morning. Always good to see you in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. And again, if you guys have any weather questions, feel free to drop them in. Let us know. And here we go. I just want to remind you, oops, let me get rid of that and add this. If you ever want to partner up, again, we've had 2 million views here over the last 28 days just on Facebook. But, of course, we're on a lot of different platforms. We've also got Extol Media. We've got a big the powerhouse of advertising and marketing solutions for your business or your organization. If you ever want to reach out or just ask me a weather question, easy to connect right there. Ben at extolmag.com or Jason at extolmag.com. NWSB, by the way, at any of their branches, they've got a food collection for Reach food program for kids. This continues through December 15th. Any canned foods, non-perishable items, snacks, and dry cereals. That's one way you can help out. And again, I've got the Jingle Bell Run that I'll be hosting tomorrow morning at EP Tom Sawyer State Park. So that is at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Still time to register if you'd like. That is jbr.org/Louisville. We'll see you there. The fun begins at 8 a.m. inside their multi-purpose room, and then 9 o'clock is the run. And again, this is the Angel Tree right there at Ivy Tech. As I mentioned, you just grab one of those tags right there, and then that is a good way that you can give back this holiday season. And here we go. We've got the weather headlines for December 5th. Cold and dry today. Pretty quiet into the weekend. I can't completely rule out maybe a stray sprinkle or flurry tomorrow, but most of our Saturday will be dry. It's Sunday when we have a light rain that could turn into some flurries Sunday night into early Monday. And then Monday is just really cold, highs around freezing. And then Wednesday, we've got some rain. This shows the light rain on Sunday, snow to the north. And then we've got the light snow and flurries possible Sunday late night. That's some colder air drops in. Here's our stupid weather jokes of the day. These jokes are always so funny. They totally slay. That's what the kids say, slay. As in Santa's sleigh. If you have to explain it 3 times, maybe it's not the best joke. Where do snowmen love to dance? At a snowball. Which one is faster, hot or cold? Hot, because you can catch a cold. And I've heard some colds are going around, like the norovirus. I think that's what it's called. The pukin virus. Watch out. And then I got a buddy that just caught the flu. So it's December, and it's like clockwork. We're starting to pass around the bad stuff. So let's all just try to stay healthy this weekend and beyond. There's your stupid weather jokes for today. Diane Miller, not good. That basically sums up the entire forecast for me, because kind of tired of this gloom across the area. Not good. Okay, weather history for today. 1886, from the 4th to the 6th, low pressure, which is a storm system crossing the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, the Gulf, whatever you want to call it, to the Carolina coast, brought heavy snow to the southeastern United States, including 22.6 inches in Knoxville, Tennessee, 14 inches of snow in Chattanooga, and 11 inches in Montgomery, Alabama. They don't get a big snow like that very often. That was back in the day. 1953, an EF5, the strongest tornado, struck Vicksburg, Mississippi. 26 businesses were destroyed, 38 people were killed, 270 injured, and unfortunately, 5 children under the age of 10 were killed when a theater collapsed. 1975, 4 strong tornadoes struck eastern Oklahoma during the afternoon. An EF3 tornado hit the northeast side of Tulsa, injuring 38. And in 2013, does anybody here remember this? A winter storm on the 5th and into the 6th brings up to a foot of snow in southern parts of central Indiana with some ice. I was working that. I just don't remember that whatsoever, but maybe you do. Thank you very much, Christian, for loving the jokes. Better get that flu shot. Orlean, I need to get that flu shot. You're right. And Lily and Lasley loving the jokes here this morning. All right, we're rocking and rolling. We're moving along on a Friday. Happy Friday. How many days until? 16 until winter officially begins, but we've had a head start. Christmas in 20 days, time change 93 days, and spring in 105 days away. Our forecast today, 37 degrees, just a cold day. We're trying for some sunshine. They've had it up in Bedford, Indiana. They've had it in Bloomington a little bit, and we're trying to get some sun here in our area as well. Orlean and I are on the same side here. We're really wanting that sunshine to pop through, so we're trying. Tonight, partly mostly cloudy, 29, our low temperature, quiet, dry, light south breeze. Tomorrow's forecast, I will go mostly cloudy again, and our high temperatures actually near 40 degrees tomorrow afternoon, and maybe a sprinkle or a flurry. And then our forecast here as we head through the weekend, a chance of a little bit of a mix late Sunday and into early Monday, mostly just kind of a chilly rain. Then maybe some flurries Sunday night to early Monday. And then we're looking at mostly just a chilly rain again, 47 next Wednesday. So really just a blah forecast here for us. It is now 10:15, a little ahead of schedule. Let's take a look at the radar and satellite. And again, it does give us a little bit of a hope for some sunshine. They picked up like an inch or two of snow in southeastern Kentucky last night. That system off to the southeast. As we look across the United States, just a little bit of light snow up towards Minneapolis. And the satellite showing some holes in the clouds, especially if you look towards Salem and Bedford, Indiana, over towards Paoli. So here's a look at what I'm seeing is a little bit of a clearing right here. Still really cloudy over Kentucky, but we're hoping to bring in some of that drier air from the west for today. Christian, yes, especially for you. Sunday, it looks like you'll get some light snow. We'll take a look at that here with the weather models as we speak. We'll time out that little. It's going to be a Hoosier mix because southern Indiana is going to be rain, and then the northern half of Indiana looks like some light snow potential. All right, so there's the radar and satellite. Let me back this up and bring up. We'll just take a peek at the temperatures across the United States because it could be worse. Oops, I'm still drawing. Let me get rid of my drawing there. All right. I'm still drawing. All right, there we go. Okay, so the coldest air. Check this out. I mean, just to our north, look at these temperatures in the teens. 21 in Indianapolis, down to around 10 in Gary, Indiana. So that really the heart of the cold air is just off to our north right there. And then chilly weather all the way down the coast with 40s over Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina. But as you can see, the coldest weather over Illinois, Indiana, and up towards New England, where you see single digits and teen temperatures. And then we're going to get a reinforcing shot of cold air moving in on Monday. Bringing up the weather model data here as we look ahead through the weekend. I'm going to go with the future radar. I'm going to plop on the, so if we go 48 hours, that should push us into Sunday with the NAM 3 kilometer. I'm going to go precip type. I'm going to jump ahead here to our Sunday, the 7th, because it's pretty quiet here over the next couple of days. And this is going to be the 7th morning, Sunday morning that I'm popping up here. There we go. So as we were mentioning here to Christian especially, there you can see that snow over northern half of Indiana. The red, guys, is the potential Sunday morning of a little bit of a light glazing of freezing rain. I don't think it's going to be a big impact, but just something to mention here. Don't be surprised if you're out early Sunday morning. That red indicates light icing potential. Very, very light. There might be, like on your handrail. I don't think it'll be a problem on the roads, but just very, very light icing potential. And then snow off to the north. So that's 7 a.m. Sunday morning. And then notice sprinkles, light rain, very, very light precip here for Sunday. I'm going to bump ahead to Sunday noon. And this should just show green over most of our area here. Yeah, Michigan will get some snow too there, Christian. And there you can see some of that up in Michigan right there. See that snow? And then for us, it is, again, sprinkly Sunday. Gotta love a cold, light rain. I mean, it's just wonderful. When we get the cold rain, I wonder why my ancestors moved here. But then we appreciate the good stuff when you go through the bad stuff, I guess. All right, let's go to as far out really as the 48-hour NAM 3-kilometer goes. I'm going to go into the afternoon Sunday, and this is going to show some more light rain across the area. So just kind of a sprinkly day for Sunday. Now I'm going to fire up the NAM 3-kilometer. No, just the regular old NAM. And as we go to 10 p.m. Sunday night, this shows maybe a little bit of a transition. Again, very, very light stuff to some flurries. I'm going to go to like 1 a.m. into Monday morning. And you can barely see this little whitish area there. That just indicates some flurries. I'm going to go into like 7 o'clock Monday morning, and the flurries start to move off to the southeast. Maybe if you got a little decent batch of some flurries early Monday morning, maybe there could be a couple slick spots, but that should be the biggest impact there as this moves in. And really just a nuisance of a system, because we're only looking at around 40 degrees Sunday, and it's just going to be cloudy, sprinkly, and then maybe some flurries for Sunday night. So that is the deal there for this weekend. As far as we could also pop up here, mainly for Christian up in Indianapolis. He watches every day. So snowfall total. And actually, I might want to, let me see here. Just 1 second. I'm going to bring up the GFS. Trying to find the product that I'm actually looking for. Okay. So this is through 7 a.m. Sunday morning, showing like a dusting up here over parts of northern Indiana. So not a big snow for you guys up that way. This is snow depth. Let me go to Monday morning, the 8th. No. Yes, the 8th. Okay. All right. I'm going here through Monday. This is snow depth. Lake effect snows up into the northern Indiana areas. And then north of I-70 showing some accumulation. And then going to nothing as we go to southern Indiana. Good chance, Christian. Good chance of that snow for you up north, but not for us down south. Okay. Let me take the good old GFS on the long range outlook here. I'm going to fire up the temperatures. I'm going to go to Wednesday. It looks like the warmest day of the next 7 days. That's going to be on the 10th. If you want warm air, unfortunately, it's south. This overall pattern with a trough over the east of the Ohio Valley continues to keep us locked in a below normal weather pattern with the warmth here down to the south and southwest. Even when we get a little bit of a warm up, it's very cool instead of cold. So this is our Wednesday, showing temperatures in the upper 40s to the low 50s across the region. And that's probably about as warm as I can do for a while here. I'm going to expand out our view. And then we'll just kind of jump ahead to our Thursday of next week. This is the 11th. Now, the GFS shows this little warm-up. The Euro does not. So we'll see. But it shows some 50s across the area for next Wednesday, Thursday. So that would be our warmest time period. And then behind that, it looks like we got another potential shot of cold air next Friday dropping into our region. Very cold air, locked still up to the north. There is frigid stuff happening up here. Look at Alaska, Northwest Canada, minus 30s. So that's the source of the really cold air. And then we're just on the very fringe of that cold air mass from the polar north. But it's strong enough that it influences our weather down here. Going into Saturday the 13th. So not this weekend, but next week. It looks chilly. Sunday the 14th. Oh, it's got a little bit of a warm-up. It had been showing a 14th to 15th, little bit of a warm-up. So we might get little brief warm spells. I wouldn't even call it warm. Cool spells as these little systems move through. And then once the systems move through, it just draws in more cold air behind it. So brief little warm-ups and then smacked with more cold air. So overall, our pattern looks to stay below normal through the long-range outlook. This is on the 16th. If this were to happen, this is in the afternoon on the 6th. That would be rough. That would be rough. I'm going to be running out of firewood, and I've got a lot of firewood. That shows teens for high temperatures. Let's hope that doesn't happen. And then this is 7 a.m. This is the coldest map I've seen so far this season on the weather models. This is the 17th morning. Wow. Let's hope that doesn't come to fruition for us. So I'll put this up because we'll just be thankful for what we have now if this were to happen. So that right there is the morning of the 17th, 7 a.m. Coldest temperatures the models have put out this season. Not a great trend if you don't like cold weather. But perhaps a decent trend if you want a white Christmas. Who knows? Again, this is on the far reaches of the weather models. That's why we call this portion of the show Bet on a Limb. All right, so that's as far out on the limb I'm gonna go. So the moral of that story is we could have an overall very cold December continuing across the region. That'd be pretty severe. Let's hope that doesn't happen. That's some rough stuff right there. All right, let me clear that out. And then I was just going to bring up, obviously, if you've got really cold air, if you have any little systems moving through that cold air, that would potentially give you some snow potential. So we'll see about that. We'll see about that over the next few weeks. I'm going to bring up before we wrap things up, the Climate Prediction Center's outlooks as well. And I think they're probably going to agree. Yeah, look at that. That's high confidence in below normal temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days. This is a trough in the jet stream. This is a ridge in the jet stream. It's going to be very warm over the southwest, very cold over our region. That's 6 to 10 day outlook. And then as we look at the we'll go 8 to 14 day outlook. That's not what I wanted. Let me try again here. There we go. So this is the 8 to 14 day outlook. So the next couple of weeks, we are still in the blue, and the warmth is out over the southwest. And that is an indication that we've got the jet stream still diving over our region. Now, again, we might have a couple little warm-ups, but the general regime of our weather pattern is going to be colder than normal. All right. Ignore that map. That's not telling us much there. And ignore that map. That's not telling us much there either. Anyway, again, it's going to be a December, it looks like. So keep the warm clothes handy. I'm glad I found this. This is the Indiana University camera. And thankfully, you know, my daughter's coming home today. So, and you can see the sunshine that's up in Bloomington. So we're hoping that sunshine will sneak our way. But hey, I can keep tabs on my daughter up there. She walks to class. All right. Another live look here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. Of course, you can pop this up whenever you want, as well as we look at a little bit of a hole in the clouds there, here and there, with temperatures here below freezing. Remind you, too, that you can always get your weather resources here anytime at extolmag.com/weather, extolmag.com. And we got our live stream up, of course, right here. I just showed those cold temperatures. You know, have fun, play around. Let me know what you like on this page and what you don't like, and we can add maps and whatever. So we can totally adjust and customize this page. But a nice resource here for all of us in Southern Indiana and Kentucky. You got daily weather, you got hourly forecasts, 7-day that I posted, today's weather story, and a lot of different weather resources here, and interactive maps with lots and lots, dozens of different weather layers that you can play around with there. And hey, a shout out to our friends here at Lions Roofing. If you want to get an estimate, if you want to get your roof checked out, make sure everything's good, and you want to always protect your most valuable asset for a lifetime. And they can hook you up commercially, residential, and they can talk to you about financial help. And 812-294-3595 is how to get a hold of them. Or you can just go here to lyonsroofingco.com. Family owned right here out of Southern Indiana. Know the folks well. And so definitely a trusted company right here. You can also see all their work. They do like drone footage on Facebook. Just go to Lions Roofing. And then you got Ivy Tech here. So I just went there yesterday, checked out their angel tree. So if you want to give back this season, brighten up a child's life here in our backyard, that is how you can do it right there. You can see the angel tree. And all you do is take one of those tags. It's got the child's age, their clothing sizes, what they might want. And there you go. You can, again, brighten up somebody's life here in our backyard. And those are children of the students at Ivy Tech. And that's through the Ivy Cares program. You go into FAU Hall, that's PFAU Hall, right there at the Ivy Tech campus here in Sellersburg. And really easy to do. Buy some of those items and then drop it off at Ivy Cares right there. And my buddy Michael Long here with AmFam Insurance, American Family Insurance. Go to amfam.com, search Michael Long. It'll take you to this page. You can connect right there. If you want to get a quote, let him know that I sent you. He's been finding several ways for us to save, which is really, really important for our family. I'm sure it's important for yours as well. If you want to see if you can get some price reductions, give him a call, get a quote, 812-578-3072. All right, before we wrap this up, it looks like we got maybe a couple comments here. And I will take one last look at the 7-day forecast. Pretty simple forecast here for us. All right, there we go. Pretty quiet again into the weekend. A little bit of a mix Sunday into early Monday. Mostly a chilly light rain Sunday. Actually, I've got an updated version right here. Oops. Bear with me as we zoom up here. So here we go. The brand new 7-day forecast. So tomorrow, 40 degrees, small chance of a flurry or a sprinkle, but mostly dry tomorrow. And then a chilly rain Sunday, and that could switch to some flurries Sunday night and early Monday. Maybe a couple slick spots early Monday. Some sunshine we expect Tuesday with 42. Our warmest day there in the upper 40s Wednesday. That should bring in another chance for some light rain showers. And then our cold pattern continues on beyond that. Just lovely. Not my favorite 7-day forecast that I've ever put together. Orlean asking, what is the coldest temperature we've ever had in December? Hey, that's a good question. Let me look it up really quickly. So give me 1 second here. I like it, Orlean. Put me to the test with the coldest temperature in December. I'm going to do it with our Louisville site. But in December, let me see here. Our coldest temperature as we've gotten down to minus 15 in 1989. So there you go. 15 below zero is the coldest it's ever been. Now, if you want to know the coldest high temperature, that's the coldest low temperature. The coldest high temperature is 3 degrees that same day in 1989. So we've been as low as minus 15 in the morning and as cold as 3 degrees for a high temperature in 1989. I have not been seeing any Christmas holiday movies yet, Christian, but you have a great weekend. And Lillian, I hope it doesn't get too bad. Got to go to the doctor Wednesday. I don't think it'll be too bad for you. Maybe just a little rain passing through. Mike Sievert, thanks for watching here this morning. Got a good morning from John Fox. Good morning to you if you're watching the replay later this afternoon or evening. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to drop in a comment or question later on, too. I'll try to get back to you with that. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And Christian, bye-bye. And you have a good rest of your day and the weekend as well. And that is cold, Orlean. Very, very cold. It's 10:37 TGIF. Hope you guys have a good one. One more reminder. Thanks for just hitting that like button. It goes a long way. And also subscribe there on Extol Media on YouTube, EXTOL. And then check out all the weather resources at extolmag.com/weather. We will see you Monday. And Monday is always a fun show at 9 a.m. So before Ben at 10.
I'm Angie Fenton, and this is meteorologist Ben Peine. Start your week with Extol Unfiltered, caffeinated by NWSB.
Every Monday at 9 a.m. on Extol Media Socials and My Socials.
And My Socials, too. Join the conversation.
All right, there you go. All right, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you Monday.